Well, good morning, everybody. It is a beautiful fall morning, and I didn't have to work today, so I decided to head up into the mountains and try to get some pictures. The colors have been pretty amazing. I was up in this general area yesterday evening taking some pictures, and the colors are just incredible this year. So decided to come up here bright and early in the morning. There's an area I'm going to hike into in the dark and see if I can get some pictures of animals. I know through the summer in this area there were a lot of moose, and there was actually a pretty good sized bull in this area, at least through the summer. So I'm kind of hoping that he's still going to be in the general area and maybe I can get some pictures of him. And if not, it's so pretty up here, I'll be able to get some other good shots, I'm thinking. So I'm gonna get everything packed up here real quick, and only have like maybe a 3/4 mile hike in. So yeah, gonna do that and we'll see what we get. Okay, so I made it up here. This is the pond. Sun is just coming up. So I just had a cow and 2 calves come through. There's a beaver over here chilling on something. You might be able to see him walking up through the trees there. I barely just shifted my position. I was actually on the other side over there. And I knew I needed to move because of the light. But thankfully, I also needed to move because that's right where those moose were going to go through. And the last thing I want to do is be near a cow with 2 calves. For those who are not familiar with moose, they make up a significant portion of attacks on people. They can be really, really aggressive if provoked, and they don't have good eyesight, which doesn't help. That was really cool. I had him at probably 40 yards maybe. Battery on the GoPro died. This GoPro does not do well in the cold. And it's cold out here. My hands are freezing. But He's just working away on a stick. I can never over there crunching. It up. I'm headed back down to the truck, and overall I'd say it was a pretty good outing. I did get to see moose, which was really my goal, although I didn't see the bull that I was really trying to get. I think he was close. I'm pretty sure I heard a grunt from a bull behind the cows and calves, but I just don't think he came in. But really pretty morning out here. Still is. There's not much better than being in the mountains on a fall day. Well, I thought I was going back to the truck, but I got distracted by this. Way too good to pass up, so stopped a minute. Got some photos. All right, well, welcome back. If you are someone who's been with me from the beginning, i.e. the first video. If not, welcome. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing. I appreciate that, helps me out. This one was a fun one to make. I always enjoy seeing moose, and especially on this, it was a first for me to see a cow with two calves. Normally, at least what I've seen, you'll see a cow with one calf. So that was pretty cool. I did not know that cow moose would have two calves. So I'm gonna go over a little bit, kind of just what I learned in this and apply what I know now compared to what I knew those several months back when I was taking these pictures. So I believe when I took these, I was in shutter priority so that I could make sure that I had a fast enough shutter speed. The one thing looking back on this though is, especially in the moose pictures, they came out before the sun was up, and so there was not a whole lot of light to work with. So my ISO went pretty high. I was 190 millimeters on focal length. It was at f6.3, 1/250th of a second, and yeah, the ISO was 9,000, so really high. The aperture, I'm a little bit limited, so I'm shooting this lens. It's on a Nikon. It's one of the Z mounts. It's the 24-200, and it's a f4 to 6.3, so variable aperture depending on your focal length. It's a decent lens. It's kind of a starter lens, not anything fantastic or worth writing home about, but I can get reasonably sharp pictures with it. In hindsight, I should have slowed down the shutter speed a little bit, where I was photographing moose and they're a slow moving animal, and then as well as you can see in the picture, the photo that I really liked was all three of them drinking at the same time. There's not a lot of movement to capture, and I was on a tripod. So yeah, it's one of those things where I worked with what I had in that moment, trying to make things work. You can still get out there and get good photos. You know, it's a matter of just putting in the time, putting in the effort, and doing the best that you can. You know, we're our own worst critics when it comes to stuff like this. So something that might really bother you, other people may look at it and say, oh, I love that. So I think that's something to keep in mind. Keep going, keep getting out there. You know, the persistence is the name of the game with this type of stuff. So future videos coming up. So I've got some spending some time in the Uintas in the wintertime. A couple trips out into the marsh coming up. And then I guess I'm getting ready to head back to the Uintas to do some winter camping. So that one's going to be fun to make, and I'm hoping that a lot of the elk and moose will be down low in areas that are more easily accessible, kind of concentrating them as they're in their winter zones. Anyway, that about wraps this one up, and again, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.